Hey, what's going on, guys? It's the Core here, and today I have a tier list video for you. I have a pizza that's also cooking in the oven and will be on in 14 minutes, so I'm gonna try to get through this real quick. So first we have the gnome, or Argus, and we're going to put him in C tier. He used to shred quite a bit. He doesn't shred as much as he used to. He's just not good like at all right now. The only place that he's really good in that I've seen him is support. I played him support. He's pretty good over there. Not enough to put him in B tier, but just enough to keep him out of the don't play them. So not good, but you can play them as support. Next we have Ice Cube. I don't really listen to his music, so we'll just call this Aurora. So Aurora, she was kind of broken with how much CC she had and how much she could like wall off objectives and keep them in like wall off towers and stuff like that, and just get like these massive objective confirms for the game. After her nerf, which didn't really do a lot, what a patch. She's more so an A tier. She's not like absurdly broken, like you play her and you like guarantee to win. She's just kind of, if you're good enough with her and you know how to wall off objectives and like do walls in certain spots, she's really strong for that. And she has pretty good CC too. So she's not the strongest, she's not broken, but she's still pretty strong. Next we have a bear. So Sir Grizzly Bear here is, I'm gonna say he's balanced. He used to be broken like a couple patches ago, and they nerfed him and he was still pretty strong. You could build like Lucky Feather on him, and the heal from that would make him broken again. But now he's just kind of balanced. He's definitely not a pick for like higher ranks. You don't see anyone play him in higher ranks, and it's just because his heal doesn't really do that much. He still kind of chunks, but he's just not as strong as he used to be, and you have to build more defenses on him, which hurts his damage. So he's just alright. Like, you can play him, but he's definitely not going to be like the best by far, and Aurora is definitely stronger than him, and he's definitely a little bit stronger than Argus. So next we have Countess. Countess is pretty good. A lot of people kept putting her in S tier. I don't really think she's like broken like that. I'm going to say that she's pretty strong though. She's not absurdly broken. She still has that like a pretty good passive, and her ult is still really good for like CC and stuff like that, but I don't think she's like absurdly broken. I don't even know if strong is right. It's more so she's like imbalanced, but she's definitely a little bit stronger than Boris. So I have to put her in strong if that's the, you know, if that's where balance is, where it's just like, you know, you have to build a certain way. Countess is pretty good. They lowered her defenses and stuff, so it's kind of like she's either or really. Next we have good old Crunch. So Crunch right now in higher ranks, you also don't really see him at all. He's no longer as strong as he used to be. I don't think he was ever broken, but he was definitely really strong at one point. I think Crunch is in a really good spot right now. I think he's balanced. You can play him, you can still win games with him, much like Boris, but it is one of those things where you're going to have to try harder. You know, you're gonna have to try harder than you would if you were playing Aurora or Countess. You have to build him a little bit more tankier. He has a lot of CC, and he has a lot of chase down and stuff like that, so he's pretty balanced. I can see him being played in higher ranks. He's just, you know, he's not that high of a skill character or champ. So next we have Decker. Decker, in terms of where other champs are and stuff, I don't think she's absurdly broken. I'm just gonna put her in balanced. She's in a pretty good spot right now. She has quite a bit of CC. She has a wall, her ult, like all of it's really good. I don't think playing her is just going to win you the game like some of these other characters. Next we have Drongo. Drongo's pretty strong right now. His damage over time is really good. His ult just got buffed too, so it does more damage than it did before. His ult can also still be used to run away. His Q is really good. His grenade throw is really good for being able to steal objectives if you can time it right. So definitely one of those characters where it's like you want to play him as ADC, and he's really good in ranked. Really good at getting kill confirms too. Feng Mao. This is a high skill champ. He does a ton of damage, but he's also really squishy because he's an assassin. I'm gonna put him in balanced. He's definitely not the strongest champ. He could even be put into strong. It really depends on how good you are with this character. I can see people playing Feng Mao in upper ranks as long as they are a very high skill player and they've played with Feng Mao for a long time. So you know what? I will put him in strong. He does hit a little hard, but he's definitely really hard to master and to learn how to do. So that's like strong with a caveat of you have to learn him first, you know? Grim. I don't think Grim is that strong anymore. He used to be pretty strong. I don't even know if he's imbalanced, in all honesty. I don't see Grims at all. I'm gonna put him in not good. He just... His ult is like really good in terms of being able to shoot people through walls and stuff like that, and it's a lock on. But that's just kind of where he stops. He doesn't really scale that hard. He doesn't really hit that hard. Not to mention, he has a really big hitbox. So in comparison to these other champs like Drongo or like Sparrow, Skylar's a bigger hitbox now. That's a different picture. Murdoch, he's just a lot easier to hit and a lot easier to punish. So yeah, I don't think he's that good right now. I don't really recommend playing him. Gadget, I'm gonna put Gadget. Do I want to put Gadget in B tier? So Gadget is pretty good with her ult. Her ult does quite a bit of damage. I see Gadgets win and lose, and I see quite a few of them. I think that she's pretty balanced. I could see people losing with her a lot and people winning with her a lot. Her root is pretty good right now. Her ult is pretty good right now. Her Q doesn't really do that much damage, and they nerfed her drone that follows, so it doesn't slow as much, which was a pet peeve that I had. That I feel like if she still had that, if she still had that much slow, she would probably be pretty strong this patch. But she's more so balanced right now. Gideon, I have not seen that many Gideons at all in this patch. With Iggy hitting the way that he does, Gideon also has to just be balanced. And I really don't like to do this because I don't want it to be like, oh, every single champ is balanced. So I'm really trying to like cut down on who goes where. But he really is just balanced. You can really easily get an entire team wipe with his ult. He just doesn't hit as hard as he used to. That being said, though, I also haven't fully played him this patch. So take that with a grain of salt. This is just, you know, I've played up against Gideons, and they seem to be alright, but not strong. And not necessarily, like, not that good. They're just alright. Greystone right now gets banned in every single game. He's broken right now. There was literally a game that I lost in ranked due to a Greystone building Sky Splitter Spectra and then all armor after that. He actually like hit like a truck. It was ridiculous for him to only have like one damage item, and I'm pretty sure Spectra is mainly attack speed. I think it does some damage if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. I probably have that wrong. Who knows? Someone will comment down below, hopefully. Maybe. But Greystone is really broken right now. So on to Grux. I'm gonna say Grux is pretty strong right now. He's definitely not the strongest character, but you see a lot of Gruxes in ranked, and you definitely see them. You definitely see Grux doing a lot. He's just really good at rotating, really good at getting full team pulls and all that stuff. He's definitely a bit more like teetering on the edge between balanced and strong. He's really not that strong. Grux, out of all these guys up here, is probably around the weakest, at least in terms of damage output. He's still pretty strong. Like, you can build him to win games. People still win games with Grux in ranked. And he's definitely not like full, like balanced out, like doesn't really hit that hard. Howie, oh my god, poor Howie. In comparison to other champs in mid lane, I do not think Howie's that good anymore. They nerfed his ult, they've nerfed his mines. His Q still hits pretty hard, but now that you have to get that direct hit for it to do that increased damage, he's not that good. He's not as good as he used to be. So that's why he's in C right now. I could see them giving him a buff in which maybe they buff his ult, or maybe they buff like his landmine or something right now, but he's definitely not that strong, so he's not good right now. Iggy is broken. Iggy is like, I don't know what they were thinking. There was no reason for him to buff him. Iggy before this patch was easily a balanced character where you could play him in other lanes, and it was like, you were most likely going to lose, but there was still a chance. You know, if they were too aggressive, you could win. If they were really non-aggressive, you might not be able to. But right now, he's broken. And if you think I'm wrong, you can just look at any of the Iggy videos I've uploaded recently. He smacks. Like, there were times in which my Molotov was doing 600 damage, or just around 600 damage. He's absurdly broken right now, especially with his turrets hitting as hard as they do, and then he slows with all of his basic attacks. His ult literally like melts people. Like, you start burning them and you're just watching their health just slowly evaporate before your eyes. It's insane. They shouldn't have buffed him. He's broken. Please nerf, in all honesty. I really don't like Iggy that much, and it sucks that I've actually been having fun with Iggy. Is the part that sucks. So next we have Kalari. I'm gonna say Kalari is pretty strong right now. She's definitely not broken. And there are definitely some champs that are better than her. She's an assassin, so she's really squishy. She is a glass cannon character, or champ. With what they did to like changes to her, like her double jump and her E and all that stuff, it makes it harder to kill her. Like, it prolongs how quick you can kill her, but she's really not that good unless the person that's playing as Kalari is literally like the most rat-like person that you could ever meet. I'm talking like they sneak over to the enemy jungle every like 2 seconds of the game to clear one minion from one of their camps. Like, I'm talking that guy. Like, that guy that camps mid lane to see if they step like 5 feet out from tower. Those are the Kalaris that make Kalari strong. Not to mention, I've still seen some like Kalari mid lane and Kalari off lane too, and she still seems to be pretty good. Definitely a bit more balanced than where she was, but still pretty strong. Kai right now is balanced. I actually used Kai to get from, I believe, bronze all the way up to like gold, and then this patch dropped and I haven't touched him, but he's definitely, like, as far as I remember, they didn't change anything on him. Oh, my pizza is done. I will be right back. Alrighty, sorry about that wait, guys. Just awfully hungry. Here. Have a slice. Here you go, this pizza. Alright. Back to the video. Sorry about that. Alright. Next. Oh wait, I wasn't done with Kai. Okay, so Kai. Kobai, it's not your time. So Chimera. Chimera literally got me from like bronze all the way up to like silver in the last patch. This patch, I haven't really used him, but from what I see, he's the exact same in like every single way, and he felt really balanced. He wasn't super strong, and he definitely wasn't, you know, not good. He was definitely a pretty good champ, so he's just gonna stay in B tier. He's pretty balanced. Next, we have Kira. So, as far as I can tell with Kira, a lot of people have been using her. I'm gonna put her in strong. She's definitely one of those champs where it's just, she has a dash, her ult is pretty good now, actually. Like, the changes that they did to it make it pretty good. Her right click hits pretty hard, and then she has her Q, which does it slow and it does damage too, so it allows her to pretty much just, oh, this person got away, Q, and she has a chance to kill them. It's like a last second like thing that you can do, and that's what makes her so strong. And she has that ability to just anywhere hit you with the Q as long as she has you marked with her passive, and that's why she's strong. Right now, Quang is broken. He's just such a tanky character, and he does so much damage right now. It's ridiculous. I've seen Quang supports do really well. I've seen Quang off lane do really well. I've seen Quang mid lane. I've seen Quang jungle. Like, I've seen Quang in almost every single lane besides the two he's supposed to be in. And so, he's definitely really broken right now. He's really strong. A lot of people are playing him, and I honestly think he deserves the attention. He's a really cool character, and he's a very unique character in that sense. Not necessarily to other MOBAs, but yeah, he just has unique abilities and stuff. Really nice character, really fun to play, really strong, really broken. His ult allows him to steal objectives, not to mention I've seen people build like raiment on him, build like a health build, and then they're still smacking. Like, they just aren't building like any type of damage at all, but they still do enough damage. It's ridiculous. Belica right now is not good. They changed her attack speed to where it's just garbage. Attack speed Belica was like the only way that you can really play Belica. Now she's, you know what? I'm gonna say that she's imbalanced. Before she was like broken or like strong. Now she's definitely balanced. Not good. You still see Belica supports, and you still see her mid lane just like 25% of the time as opposed to 50% of the time. So it's like she's definitely just not as strong as she used to be. Her attack speed is a lot slower. She doesn't hit as hard anymore, but she still has the good CC and the turret and the good ult and like all the stuff that made Belica a good character in the first place. So she's just a lot more balanced now, and that's why she's there. Mori right now is really strong. You build attack speed on her, and her sustain carries her the rest of the way. I wouldn't say she's broken. There's definitely characters that can easily fight her. I mean, I've seen Mori support mid lane and off lane, and every time they build attack speed on her because it's just that strong on her. And they build Typhoon too, so they get a dash. They nerfed Typhoon with this patch to where it doesn't dash as long. I'm pretty sure that the distance is shorter, or it was fast. I think that's what it was. It went off like really quick or something, or it moved really quick. I don't remember exactly. It's been a while since that patch came out, right? It's been like a week or something. Still a really strong champ though. Global ult, like she's strong right now. Next we have Tree, otherwise known as Morn. Morn is also really strong right now. I don't think he's broken, but he's definitely really strong. Pretty much I've seen people build like raiment, and like a lot of health on him, and he's just so tanky. It's like, you know, I am gonna say he's kind of broken because of that. It's literally like, imagine you're a baby, all right? You're a little baby, and there's a rhino running at you. Like, it's terrifying. He definitely has to have like a lot of health and stuff like that. But yeah, he's really strong right now. And you see him get banned pretty often. I don't even know if he's necessarily broken, but I gotta say, up against these other characters, he does better than them in terms of like actual defense. He just is like fucking, I don't know, he's like a champion. Like, I don't know what you would say. He's like unbeatable whenever it comes to defense. He's ridiculously strong right now. Murdoch, I'm gonna say Murdoch is balanced. He's one of those champs where you genuinely just see him in games from time to time. His ult is still just as good. They shrunk how big his ult was, if I remember right. It used to be like a lot bigger, and now it's probably like down here. So it's a lot harder to hit his ult, but he's still a really good character for getting those global ults. God, I can't speak today. Well, I never can. His attack speed is really good too. You see people build attack speed on him all the time. If you hear a lot of noise, that's Kobai running around. He's a little demon. I love him though. I've seen a lot of people shotgunning people through walls and like getting kills with Murdoch. He's just an all-around balanced champ, and he's really good right now. Muriel, you see a decent amount of Muriels with her ult and stuff. I'm gonna say that she's pretty balanced right now. She's not like absurdly strong with her shields and stuff like that. It's not like, oh great, there's a Muriel on the team, they just win. It's normally pretty close, and it normally comes down to the skill of the player. And it's normally just her ult is what makes her really good, along with her being able to shield people, and she does have a decent amount of damage output. Excuse me. So she's gonna stay imbalanced. I would like to learn to play Muriel because she seems like a pretty fun and unique champ. And she's pretty cool, and not like unique to other MOBAs. I'm just talking about unique in comparison to other champs in Pred. Narbash, definitely balanced. I wouldn't say he's super strong right now. There were a few Narbashes that I played with in ranked, and if they can hit a thunk, you can win pretty much. I wouldn't say he's like absurdly strong, because he's really not that tanky. His main thing is like movement and heals, and you know, that 1 CC. So he's pretty good right now. Definitely really balanced. You can see other supports like Morn would do better than him, just due to how much damage and how tanky Morn can be. FaZe, once again, another balanced champ. You know what? Is she though? Yeah. FaZe is pretty balanced. She has a lot of CC with her Q. Her ult is really good at buffing people like Drongo to be able to get kill confirms. She's really good at saving teammates, stuff like that. I'm actually gonna strong for a support. Like, I'm very on the fence about this. You can really tell. Is she really strong for support, and when she's like right behind Morn? Because I feel like Morn is a really big gap between supports in terms of just like how much he does right now. No. I think she's just balanced. She's pretty good right now. Not the best. Rampage is definitely pretty strong right now. He's definitely one of those champs where he's just super tanky, and he hits kind of hard. You have to build him in specific ways for him to stay like that, though. And he's definitely just a really good champ to play. Like, if someone takes Kai, play Rampage if Rampage isn't banned in ranked. and that works perfectly fine. If someone takes, you know, let's say Greystone and Quang are banned, and those are your normal picks, and someone takes Seraph jungle, Rampage is pretty good. He has a lot of HP, he scales off of defense, so he's just a really strong, tanky jungle, and he's good with that. So, strong champ, really good, really fun to play too, just good all around. Revenant, I'm gonna say is I think he's kind of strong right now, and the reason why is because he has a really big comeback based off of his passive with how much, you know, gold he can get. So you could really be doing like horrible with Revenant. I'm pretty sure there's a game that I played in which our Revenant was literally negative, but we ended up coming back just because he was getting a kill every time he would die, like after he got like 3 items. So it was literally just like, because he does enough damage and has that gold passive and he has his root now, he does enough to be able to make him strong. In comparison to like Drongo's gonna do a bit more than Revenant's gonna do. And in fact, in comparison to like Sparrow and like Skylar, I'm gonna say he's more so balanced actually. Definitely more of a balanced champ than a super strong champ up there. And besides that, I want a majority of my champs to be imbalanced. A majority of them are balanced. Richter, definitely a balanced champ. You can hit his hook and you have someone like a Drongo, you'll probably get a kill. Even like with Revenant, if he was to root, still pretty good chance to kill. It's not a guarantee. His CC ult is still really good. His silence is really good too. Morn is definitely better, and I don't think he's necessarily better than FaZe or Narbash. I think he fits in that category, or even Muriel, where he's just there, and you can play him. You don't see him a lot, but he's good whenever he shows up. Seraph, I don't know if you've seen my ability videos with her ability damage. She is absurdly broken. This is one of those champs where you just build for ability damage. You literally, like the newest video that I did with her was Ashbringer, Omen, Infernum, and then you can choose the last 3 items. She's so strong. I believe the first game that I played with her with only Ashbringer and like a part of Omen, I literally got like 2 or 3 triple kills. She's really, really strong, especially with her ult. Her ult does so much damage over time, and with Infernum, it makes it so that it does more because it scales based off of their health. She's really good at shutting down champs like Rampage or Morn. You can just build a little bit of physical pen or armor shred on her, and she just pretty much wins. I've been playing her like almost every single ranked game. Like as soon as I got into gold, I played like a game of Seraph with ability damage. I was like, okay, this is absurd. And then with this patch, they buffed Ashbringer, so she's even better than she was. Like if there's an SS tier, she would probably be up here with Greystone and Iggy. Like genuinely, they are like, these 3 champs are like the strongest champs in the game right now. And I don't even know why. Well, I know why. It's because this patch, they just for some reason decided to make these changes. Sevarog, I'm sorry, Sev. My friend's gonna be mad at me for this one. Don't play Sevarog. He doesn't do anything at all in ranked. Like, I think there was one single ranked game ever that I played with Sevarog in which Sevarog won lane. If you choose Sevarog, you're pretty much giving up your lane to be a support character, because he just doesn't do enough. Now, that being said, I'm not good with Sevarog. I can admit that. I'm bad with Sevarog. I'm pretty bad with Sevarog. I don't really like him. I have tried to play Sevarog, but that's why you don't see people upload videos on Sevarog, because he just doesn't do enough. He's only tanky. If he had a bit more damage and was somewhere more in the camp of like not steal damage output, but definitely more damage output, he would be so much better. But I cannot recommend playing Sevarog at all. Shinbi is pretty strong right now. Her movement makes her really, really busted. I've even lost fights up against Shinbi with Seraph because of how much movement she had. Like, I literally take like a Looney Tunes cartoon. Imagine a really fast character running around someone, and they get dizzy trying to follow them, and they pretty much like, you know, end up falling down because they're so dizzy. It was literally that. I wasn't dizzy. I was just entirely confused on why she was literally circling around me, like going back and forth, dodging and weaving. She has too much movement, as far as I can tell. And it definitely seems like they need to do something either about her movement or about how much damage output she has or how tanky she is. She's an offlane frontline, so it makes sense for her to be tanky. So I think it's better if they were to do something about her movement. She's just really strong right now. I wouldn't say she's broken, but that's what I would do to change her. Strong champ. You can play her on ranked. You will most likely win. No guarantee though. Skylar. I'm gonna say Skylar is. I do think that she's strong right now. She I don't know, like her ult does a ton of damage. She's an ADC though, so all ADCs do a ton of damage. Her flyaway is just really good for team fights and stuff, for sneaking up on their backline. She's really good at being able to do damage to the backline with her Q. Her right click will like shred, though not as much as it used to. So it's more of like you do basic attacks over her right click now. She's really good at getting away. Her missiles don't do as much damage, so she's not like super strong. I'm gonna say she's more so balanced. I don't think she's that strong. Like, I'm pretty sure Drongo's a bit stronger than her due to his passive damage and Kira being able to Q her midair and like with how much damage she does. Yeah, I think she's more so balanced champ. Sparrow also feels really balanced right now. I'm actually going to be recording a video on Sparrow soon. I don't know when, for a very specific build type. I'll give you a hint. It's something similar to Seraph. You probably figured it out. She's definitely one of those champs where she's not absurdly broken, but she's still pretty strong. She's definitely not like super strong whenever it comes to like Skylar or anyone else. She's just good for her Q, having a big slow. Her E is where a lot of her damage comes from. Her ult is all right now. It's not as good as it used to be by a long shot. Her ult used to be able to wipe the entire team. Now you might be able to get 2 picks, like 2 to 3, and it really depends on how low they are and how much armor they have and what level you are too, because you have less arrows to shoot at the start, which is good. These are all good changes, and it definitely makes her a lot more balanced. She can be played in ranked. I've seen her played in high level ranked. She's just not like super duper strong. She's not up here in A tier. Steel, I'm gonna say Steel is pretty balanced right now. You still see people play him offlane. You still see some people try to play him jungle. He hits pretty hard. He's not as tanky as he used to be though. You still have some pretty big tank steals, but they have to build quite a bit of health and stuff. His CC is pretty good and all that, but like if you can't get the CC off, that's kind of where he falters. And with how hard hitting a lot of like these S tier characters are, because you can't ban all these characters in ranked. One of these characters will get through the cracks, you know, and a lot of the times it's Seraph or Iggy. If not both of them, they don't get banned in ranked. So they're really good shutdowns for Steel. Steel can pretty easily be shut down because he only has his Q and his ult for movement, and yeah, he's melee support, so he's pretty easy to shut down. Still pretty good though, and I still recommend him a support, so he's definitely balanced. Terra, definitely a balanced champ. She's not like absurdly broken, or actually I'm gonna put her not good, and the reason why is because her only main crux is her ult, her CC immunity to be able to run through the team and stuff like that. She really doesn't do a whole bunch of damage. You normally have to put down. You normally have to build a bunch of lifesteal on her, if not a whole bunch of damage output to kind of stay up there. She's not bad as a frontline. You just don't see her played that often, especially in higher ranks, because she's just not really that good. Faye, I'm a little bit biased here, not gonna lie. I think Faye's pretty strong right now. She does a lot of damage. There's literally a game that I played with her in which I had like 780 magical power. I have 45 stacks of obelisk, and it was a massive comeback game because I was able to get a ult on Fangtooth with the enemy team and pull like 3 or 4 people, and I got a pick off of that, another pick off of a Grux, and another pick off of an Aurora, and a Skylar managed to get away. But it was still one of those things where it was literally like, if we lost that fight, there were minions at our core at the end of that fight that I had to go clear. So that would have been game if Faye didn't have enough damage and a strong enough ult to be able to pull that much, that many people and stuff. So Faye's really strong mid lane. I highly recommend her, and I feel like she's a little slept on. Twin Blast, not good right now. If you try to build him ability damage, he doesn't really do a whole lot. So you have to build him like pretty much all attack speed. His ult does a decent amount of damage now, but definitely not as much as like Sparrow or Skylar. Especially because they have to have it be a low amount so his ult's not busted. I feel like Twin Blast could be a really good character. I might also be saying that because I have like 6 skins with Twin Blast and I never play him. Thank you, Pax. He's Chorus, sorry. He's definitely one of those characters where it's like you can play him in specific scenarios, but he's really not that good in comparison to a lot of the other ADCs, if not all of them. He's definitely on the low end, closer to Grimm's level. Wraith, really strong right now. You see him played in upper ranks because he's more of a high skill ceiling champ like Quang or Feng Mao. If you can hit your right clicks in mid lane, you can win the game. You could probably even play him off lane. I like building Infernum on him. I've seen support and ADC Wraiths, and like with the buff to his wards, he's really good at being able to go through the jungle safely. You can pretty much ward like everything off, and if you're support, you have a massive cooldown to your wards. So you're just a massive character for being able to figure out where people are at in the jungle and watching them go through the jungle. The only problem is like this would be broken if it worked like a normal ward and you kind of just walk up and anyone can destroy it. But that's good. He's still pretty strong though. He still does quite a bit of damage and he's pretty strong. Next we have Baby Monkey. No, we have Wukong. Wukong is definitely a lot more balanced this patch. I think last patch he was really strong. This patch he's a lot more balanced. You still have that issue of Wukong being able to get away, but that's him. He's a monkey. He's supposed to be sly, he's supposed to be nimble, and he's supposed to be able to get away, you know? He literally has clouds, so where he can fly away. He's not as strong as he used to be. It used to be a big problem dealing with Wukong, because he could go in, drop on your head, right click you, hit you with a stun, I think that's E, and just like take down half your health in, you know, like a matter of seconds. Now he takes a bit more to get around. It also helps that a lot of people just don't play him after this patch because of that. So baby monkey balanced. Next we have Yin. They just recently buffed Yin. I've only tried her with ability damage, which is pretty bad. I do not recommend it. I wanted to see if it would work. Yin is strong if you build basic attack damage on her, attack speed and all that stuff. She's a strong, slightly more well-rounded champ. Yeah, I'm gonna say she's more so balanced in comparison to these other junglers and stuff. She just doesn't really hold a candle to them, but she's definitely not in like the not good category, because she can fight a Wukong and still win. She's just alright though. Next we have a lizard, otherwise known as Zarus. I feel like Zarus is pretty strong right now. You build Tyranny on him, you have a lot of movement, and his ult stacks so much of his physical damage. He has so much poke, not to mention his passive lets him heal quite a bit too. He has CC, he has long range damage. Like, he's a very good and strong champ. And I haven't played him, but my friend has won some pretty hard fought victories with Zarus. And I definitely think he is one of those champs that can be used as a comeback champ. You just have to have the right build with him. So I feel like Zarus is pretty strong. Last but not least, we have a cat, an angry cat. We have Zinx. Zinx used to be pretty strong. She was pretty strong last match. I feel like she is more so balanced. Her E is a little bit better now, but they nerfed her heal and her Q. So in comparison to other champs, like even like Narbash and FaZe and like Muriel and stuff, she's not going to do that much. So I'm actually gonna say she's not good right now. Unless you can hit the CC, she's just really not good. Well, this brings us to the end of the tier list video. If you have any disagreements or anything that you would like to discuss, leave a comment down below. If you made it this far into the video, subscribe if you would like to see more. I'm going to try to upload more tier list videos and more videos like this. This one's pretty long, but it is a tier list video. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the bits that I had in it. I tried to make it a bit more unique to my channel as opposed to it being just another tier list. I kind of want to mix things up, and yeah, so I hope this shows a bit more of my personality and stuff like that. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in the next one.